I would like to tell you about Ben Franklin and the Union Fire Company. We all know Ben Franklin was one of the founding fathers of our country. But did you know he also helped co-found and volunteered at one of the first fire departments in our country? In today's day and age, fire departments, both paid and volunteer, are common. In the 1700s, when houses were largely made of wood and frequently had open flames, they had not been yet organized. Philadelphia had the first all-volunteer fire department, and Ben Franklin brought it to life. As a volunteer firefighter in the suburb of Philadelphia, while living in Pennsylvania, I am well educated and trained on today's volunteer firefighting practices. Ben Franklin starting the Union Fire Company was very important, and anyone with a volunteer fire company where they live should thank him. Ben Franklin saw a service that was needed and went out of his way to not only bring attention to it, but to start and encourage others to join. America and the city of Philadelphia have come a long way when it's come to firefighting, but it is important to know its history to be able to fully appreciate it. Let's start with some history of Ben Franklin and some important things he did. Ben Franklin was born in Boston, Massachusetts in 1706. He was an apprentice at his older brother James's newspaper in his teens. However, when James would not publish any of Ben's writings, he fled Boston and settled in Philadelphia. Franklin was working as a printer, and in 1729 he published a pamphlet about a way to help the economy. He used the money that he earned from it to purchase the Pennsylvania Gazette from a former boss. Over the rest of Ben's life, he was a scientist, inventor, investor, and more. He started the first lending library, experimented with electricity, invented bifocals, bought property, and helped start a college, just to name a few. Over the rest of his life, he was a member of the Philadelphia City Council, a Justice of the Peace, as one of the men who helped draft the Declaration of Independence. Now I'll explain how Franklin's newspaper helped him organize the Union Fire Company. Franklin's hometown of Boston had the first professional fire department in America, which might have helped inspire to start the one in Philadelphia. He used the newspaper, the Pennsylvania Gazette, to raise awareness to the residents about the need for a fire brigade and express his concerns. Franklin used the Gazette to help get his point across after a fire that broke out along the Delaware River, burning houses and a warehouse. He believed that there would have been less damage if the fire company was there. He also published an anonymous letter about the need for organized firefighting in his paper. Benjamin Franklin and his co-founders started the Union Fire Company in 1736. Although the Union Fire Company was the first volunteer fire organization in Philadelphia, it did not remain that way for long. According to Libby O'Connell, chief historian for history, the volunteer fire department offered members an opportunity to improve their city and themselves. You don't just look to the government, you have to look to the community to pitch in and help. Franklin was really at the forefront of that. The fire brigade was very popular, so they decided to only allow 30 members. Anyone else that wanted to join was encouraged to start another company to be able to cover more of the city. Before long, there are 8 fire companies in Philadelphia. The Union Fire Company was also motivated people in Philadelphia to start other kinds of volunteer brigades and attempt to raise the standard of living across America. Franklin took protecting Philadelphia one step further and got together with fellow firefighters to create the country's first property insurance company. Because of his dedication of this matter, Franklin is sometimes called the father of firefighting. I don't know if this will inspire you to become a volunteer in your community, but I hope it does. We all could take a page out of Ben's book when it comes to improvement. I would like to close with a famous quote from Benjamin Franklin, which was referring to firefighting. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Thank you.